Hello. True. Okay. All right. I'm gonna leave and come back and we can. Okay, cool. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'll be here. No worry. All right. So let's adjust this a bit. And we can crack him. So I left off working on the flats. So that's what we're starting with today. Working on the flat colors. This black. Get to work on main here. Should have. Yeah. I can worry about it later. Is it the back? Behind other parts of it's kind of in reality. That pattern, other patterns on it. It's kind of something. Let's see it. Focus up. I had that stake there. This that should come. All right. Sure. Got that started. All right. I might go in there, kind of separate the muzzle and the eye coloring smidge later. The thing I kind of like about the way I've done this so far is having put down a base of that orange red, reddish orange, is I can kind of have that peeking through underneath all the quote unquote black that I'm gonna have here on the main. Because I'm gonna fade it probably around this area to that one. It's nice to still have some peek through. A little bit more realistic look, say. generally not just one color, especially when you're transitioning. Oh, kind of with that, I have to hit some more. Right here. Is that right now? Just kind of and I'm not quite sure what it is. Anyway. Hello, Jade Teaser. Teaser? I don't know. Welcome. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. How was your day going? I'll probably transition to smaller strokes around this area. Slow? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Sometimes it's good to have a slow day. Sometimes it's a bummer. It's going good. Pretty slow, pretty slow for today, I think. Nothing crazy happening. Got some chores to do. Stream, but other than that, be a pretty relaxing Saturday. I think having that larger one fade a little sooner than that smaller one is gonna help too. Oh. Cool. Come on. Chance to feather it. Yeah. So hopefully it's slow isn't bad for you. How you feel about slow. It's nice to have a slow day. That's good. I mean, for me, slow's good because, I mean, it got you to check out my channel. So slow is nice. For me, at least. Let's put this down. Good. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I mean, a little bit larger. There we go. It's down here. I wanted to go. This transition. As I get closer to the neck up here, I think I'll sooner. Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate the follow. Thank you very much. You could always keep up with my my work on Instagram and Twitter down there. I always post the work in progress stuff after stream and stuff down on the. Want to keep up to date with all of that fun stuff. That'll be as I work, and I post it's mainly just the like, progress from stream work, but I don't have a whole lot of time off stream to be working on art, but unfortunately. But I do occasionally also post other stuff as well. That's generally when it's done as a I always see the progress I'm making from the stream work on those. I don't do a whole lot of anthropomorphic characters, so fur is not my forte. Alright. Might want a little bit larger brush. Rod. And it's weird. I think that's looking pretty good. So it's not easy figuring certain things out, at least not for me. But I think that is what I want, except for that bright one. Stick up. Yeah. Like it so far. Let's see, so on this arm, I have it going, it's kind of off. Hold on. Cut that. At this point, but always retry. I think it works. Have it stop probably about, I think. Did you say a lot or you don't do a lot? I don't do a lot of anthropomorphic characters. My wheelhouse is a bit more human. Yeah. So, I mean, I've done a few. Did like a tiefling. I've done 2 different tieflings. One's like an OC that I designed with the help of Twitter. Another one was just for the fun of it. And then so I have like more humanoid non-humans, but I don't do a lot of like bird, animal, human type characters. So yeah, like I did a turtle dude, I did the 2 different tieflings, drew one of my dragonborn characters, dragonborn rogue I had played, which didn't come out as well as I'd like. Alright, so I want this way. See, this looks so good. Happens. Sometimes it looks great, other times it I mean, I probably could. It's a great question, Jimmy. Really kind of depends on what you're looking for, I guess. Let's see. I like doing all kinds of different stuff, so it's one of those things where like I could probably do it. I also probably haven't done anything that kind of fits that description. It's a little bit. What's that? And I did kind of start a raptor. So, I mean, and I don't do dinosaurs that often either, so I would assume I would be able to do it. It's a matter of knowing what you're looking for, I guess. Yeah. A little bit there. There. It's a little later on the arm, fortunately. Have you tried a Atom Punk? I don't know what that is. Atom Punk. Interesting. So, like retro, future, anything super clear as far as like Google. So, okay. There's a lot of different kind of takes on Atom Punk as far as Google goes. I do like this drawing I see from a DeviantArt artist with a space helmet and a bomber jacket. That's pretty cool. That's a cool one. But no, I have not. I've kind of tried like cyberpunk-ish a little bit, I think, but it's not something I've done heavily. That's pretty well done. Yeah, Fallout. So kind of, yeah, the retro, nuclear powered. Kind of idea. And Fallout is interesting because it's like post-apocalyptic atomic punk, I would say. I mean, it's almost a whole nother subgenre. But all of their like advertisements and stuff, that would cool. Yeah, no, I haven't really messed with anything that I would say. I'm capable of doing just about anything I would venture to say. Just whether or not I've attempted it yet. I have not yet. That. I think it would be kind of cool. Kind of like a matter of finding the time for all the different stuff, which is sometimes hard. It's difficult to figure. Be colored in down there. There. Need to remember to go in and scar that I kind of colored over. Yeah, that's something I really like, actually, is trying new stuff. which is one of the reasons I decided to do the like Twitter let's design a D&D OC thing that ended up getting me this character here. Yeah, I don't like doing one type of thing forever. I like lots of different stuff, so always interesting playing with new stuff, I think. I would agree. Go on. I say most of the way up the shin. The leg. The noise coming. Water. Definitely gonna have to come in and kind of clean some stuff up. It's a little bit slower working style than I. But it's always like I said, it's fun to try different ways of doing stuff. Definitely ways to get the same kind of look quicker, faster. All kind of trial and error until you end up there. As far as like time. Other people are probably much better at figuring that stuff out. Much faster, talented, stuff like that, but again, messing up, figuring out, trying different ways, always kind of entertaining. Up most of the way up the shin here. I'm being kind of loose and chaotic with the strokes right now because I'm definitely going to fade this a little bit better. Start getting a little bit more careful. But too crazy. I could probably actually bump this up a smidge. Something is off. Let's stop for a second there. Just glad likely no one could hear it coming through. What it is, unfortunately, is causing hissing. Which I did. So I'm kind of going in and trying to a bit. And this so here just select now. Rotate opposite direction. Push back on. Kind of cool. It really does like start to look like fur, especially in these transition areas. I think crazy to me. Like I said, this isn't something I do regularly. It's kind of art, fur, and all that stuff. So it's nice when out. Yeah. And I think that's like all fur transitions I'm worried about. So action here, the face, where I had some issues. Back. That's much better. It's a lot. I go slower. Program sometimes aggressive with the stroke. You don't necessarily. What I really like about the coloring on the maned wolf is that it has this like arcing spike that comes up off the eye pattern. Very cool. It might not be quite as defined as I have it, but it's still really cool. Definitely there. Too aggressive. That. Separate this bit here. Actually, we're just gonna go. Doesn't really matter if it. I come back in. Black again. Anyway. I'm just gonna keep going back and forth. Back. Get what we want. Spot here. Sometimes, even if it looks like you made a mistake, just a matter of perspective. Keep playing with it. Sometimes it fix itself. Sometimes it's not something that's easily fixable. That happens too, but working. Eventually, stuff should come itself out. Sometimes you just have to start over, honestly. That happened. But I think we might, all right. Gent. Push it this way a little bit more. Let's do that. Push it that way a bit more and try and push it. Yeah. Not bad. Don't hate that. He has a got an eye color this character or not. I don't remember. Okay, so real quick, and fix it. Because I mean, this will definitely have shadows, but I don't want that color. To bloody come out. Definitely have. Yeah. And then just cleaning these up. This kind of finishes out. Oh wait, no, I need to push the 8. Gem. Here. Edge bit. Thing a soft. Careful with. Right there. This one. So this color right here. Add color. Sitting up there, so I that. As far as the overspray on the other color. I know, whoops. Hair here. That. Some of the black. Which happened. Big deal. Easily gone in and fixed. I think this right here. Okay. There. That line needs to be erased. Little things. Alright, so I'm gonna grab this. Just do that for those. Grab this. Color nail. Overspray bit there. Here we go. Right. Got that going. Solid. It's fine. Just something you don't want that far down. Should be solid. Having some peek through is fine. Get closer to the edges. There's a little bright there. Not too bright when down inside. Okay, let's get over here in this hand. Have some bright spot. Arrow. And having orange peek through is fun. Weird. That's what happens when you sample it a little close to the wrong color. Hit all of the brighter spots a little bit. Looks like it's quite right. To the scar there, it should be black section. Touch that. Okay, not too bad. So scars aren't like I don't mind scars, but the way I made this character is I had a prompt that I posted on Twitter, and everyone like you would comment one for one thing, and someone wanted scars all over the character, like he'd been through like war, so that's why he has a bunch of scars. It's not necessarily that I really like scars, but the way the character was designed, the design was decided was through a bunch of comments on Twitter. So yeah, actually I don't have all the stuff on this art side of the other one. Anyway, his character sheet that I made has all that information. But yeah, one of the things was someone wanted it really scarred up, like he'd been through war or something. So that's why he has lots of scars. Yeah. I think that's all the flat color. Fix that. Fix that little line that's coming through. Go. Taking care. That's why it's nice to, on occasion, have things on a separate layer. This really straight line setup, the whole trident is on its own layer. because that allowed me to just go in and that looks weird right there. But when you zoom out, sometimes you get stuff like that where you notice things, notice so much. Super zoomed in. So, flats layer again. Draw on the wrong layer. That is never good. So I need to kind of erase that imaginary line I created. So I'm going to go through and kind of so it breaks it up a little bit. Have some spots where hopefully I pull it off the right way. Thinking hopefully breaking it up a little bit. I am using Clip Studio Paint. Yeah, fantastic program. It doesn't run correctly on this computer. Luckily, I also have a laptop, like a what is it called? One of the Windows laptop things. Anyway, I have it on another computer and it runs the correct way. I think because I had this computer crash and it had some issues, but I don't think it ever recovered right. And I've uninstalled it, I've reinstalled it, I've done like everything I could possibly think of to try and remedy it, and it does not want to work correctly. So I think what would need to happen is I need to go in and just swap out the hard drive that this computer uses for the operating system. I need to do that. I have one. Actually have two spares just sitting here to do that, but I haven't had the time. Anyway, but yeah, it's a wonderful program, Clip Studio Paint. Highly recommend it. They normally have like they'll have a half off sale like 2 or 3 times a year. So the version I have is the more expensive one, but I got it half off. So I mean, like it's a wonderful program, not free, unfortunately, and they have eyes on a good, yeah. They have a tablet version, but it is a subscription based model for the tablet for some reason. Not totally sure why, which is the reason I got the laptop that I have, that I also have it on, because it's technically a full Windows computer, although it's run off of a tablet. I forget. It's the oh man. Why do I always forget the name of the thing? It's not a. It's a Surface. Yeah, the Microsoft Surface Book. So technically, it is a full Microsoft computer running Windows 10, which is why I can use this program on it as opposed to the tablet version, which is biggest reason I got that. And it's a full-on tablet. You can disconnect it from the keyboard, flip it, put it down, and it wonderful tablet. Their pen is kind of expensive, so it's like $100 for the pen. On top of like the good version of the computer tablet version thing is real expensive. I got mine secondhand, and it is the first generation, so it's not quite as expensive as it could have been. A little better. But yeah, Clip Studio Paint, wonderful program. Lots of free brushes and stuff like that. One of the cool things on Clip Studio is they have all these effects that you can have. It's like sparkle, so it does all the variations and stuff. You can download all kinds of different things. Like, look at that, it's crazy. They have hatching lines. I don't know why that doesn't look right. I'm missing a lot of them because, like I said, the program isn't working correctly on this computer. But vegetation, see, the vegetation stuff is missing for some reason. But these should all be like leaves, but the patterns change. Like it's got a randomization and stuff. Yeah, a lot of these are just circles and stuff now, which is a bummer. But I don't use them a lot on these anyway, so it's not a total loss. But yeah, they have an insane, like, and people make free stuff all the time. Some of them are like cost coins and stuff, but there's a lot of free stuff that people just put up, and it's wonderful. So I highly recommend it. Like I said, it's kind of expensive. Like, at least for the version that I bought, is fairly expensive, but I got it half off. And they do like a summer sale and stuff like that. So I think they do a spring sale too. But there's a cheaper version that has all the same stuff, except this one also has like a 3D. This version has a 3D model setup that you can do, which I haven't used. But yeah, so there's a cheaper version that's just as good with a little less stuff. And I think for the animation on the cheaper version, you can only do a 30-second or a minute animation. I don't remember exactly which one, but I mean, that's still pretty cool. Yeah, they have like the animation. You could do your whole comic story one there. Lots of tools, very, very helpful, really cool. Yeah, I mean, if you can wait, I don't know exactly when their sales go on, but like, you can save half the price. It's nifty if you wait. And I mean, it's updated all the time, stuff. Wonderful program. Highly recommend it. Yeah, that's my 2 cents on that, I guess. See if I can't fix. I think this was like one of the last parts. Stream. But it's not quite. It's hard not to have like that weird imaginary line when you're working on. Yeah, I highly recommend the program. It's really, really. And I've used the Sketchbook Pro. Sketchbook Pro is a pretty good program. It's a little different. It's free, which is nice. It's a nice thing. Don't get to like really choose the it's weird. You don't really get to choose like the DPI of your files stuff, which is kind of weird and a bummer. But I'd say overall, it's still a solid program, especially if you're using it for sketching and stuff. And they have really neat tools, brushes, and that. Like they have a really good. I went too far. They have a really neat Copic marker brush that has all the Copic marker colors in it too, and it reacts very similar, which is neat, I think. So for a free program, that's a good one. If you are looking for something right now while you possibly wait to get a Clip Studio, solid in-between program. I know there's like I don't remember. I've heard good things about another program that is free. A lot of people like. I think it's. Sounds right. I've never personally used it, but a lot of people really like it, and I believe it is free, as far as I know. And you can use it on Android, iPhone, iPad, PC, across all platforms essentially, which is neat. Looks free. It says download and stuff, so it should just be a free thing. But yeah, like I said, I haven't used it. I don't know. I'm really happy with this program personally since I got it. Even with kind of my hands tied on this version, on this computer, I'm still really happy with it. One of those things. To each their own. You gotta try stuff for yourself, I think, to really know. I'm gonna stop messing around. I think that's good and maybe not. Just really hate that imaginary line that starts popping up. Find something over different areas. It's really frustrating and difficult. Trying to show a blend from here through this strap. Hello, Hassan. Is that you? Or like a picture of a painting that you did with you in it? I don't know what's going on. Welcome. But yeah, not totally sure what's happening here. Hopefully that's good. Yeah, that's better. All right, so I think I'm gonna finally get into lighting. Want to give it a bright color, or do I just want to do like a black eye? Hard to say. Yeah, welcome on. Like I said, I don't know if that's a picture of you in a painting that you did or something, but welcome. If you did that and that's you, like that's very, very cool. Yeah. Yeah, so that's just kind of me. I mean, I am generally always tired. The one thing is I do drink coffee. This is like the one time I do drink coffee, so that I kind of wake up and talk a little bit more. But yeah, that's just kind of my voice. I am not offended by that. Don't worry. Yeah, I've been told, like by people who have called and like called me on the phone, talk to me, like I sound tired and stuff like that. Yeah, it's no worries. 100%, I get that. I'm not gonna say I'm not like tired or anything. I get tired, but I'm not tired right now. Not any more than usual, at least. Yeah. Yeah, it's not easy to like offend me. Really. Yeah, so no worries. I don't like the solid color on those back ones. Thought it would be alright, but it looks a little too weird. It's that orange undertone. Sure. Like I said, I thought it would work, but I don't think it does. I think it's too obvious. They're different color. Better. Yeah, so I don't remember if anyone gave this character like a color for the eye. I don't think. Phone should have. Oh, I think phone stopped making that weird, or the headphones stopped making that weird noise. Always interesting when, like, you only notice like after the fact. Stops. Let's see. Oh, somewhere in here I have that. Okay. Race, gender, class, role, personality, hairstyle, overall aesthetic. Yep, nope. No eye color was on the list. Good to know. So maybe pull this just so it's also somewhere else. Yeah, we'll do that. Throw it. And kind of one of those weird things like animal eyes. Weird. Dog eyes, like they're not white unless they look off to one side. I guess I could chip it. That. It's not bad. I'll make it smaller. Oh, yeah. Buzzing. This thing. Yeah, that's not too bad. I don't know if it's necessarily what I'm looking for, but it's good for now. I can always easily change that back to it's no way. Problems there. All right, so yeah, that is really, really good. We've only been at it for like an hour. Okay, so the other thing that's really cool about this is you can do a vector layer for stuff. So if you really like vector lines, want to be able to scale your artwork up and all that, like any size essentially, because it's vector, you can do that. I can't do that on this computer because it won't save in its native format. I have to save it in a Photoshop file format for some reason. And at least I can still do that, which is positive. But yeah, I have to save it in a Photoshop, which is a raster program by default. Can't do that. Let's do this. For all of it. Okay. But yeah, if you're using the actual whole working program, you can save things to have you can have vector layers. Not quite. There we go. That things. So what I'm gonna do with this here, this one, opposite direction. So I'm gonna select, invert, put a mask there. So now everything I draw on this layer should stay inside of the artwork, go outside. Now, when you do this, it highlights the actual thing, so you have to pop over to this side. Make sure you're doing that. Actually, I might do it right now. So now if I do, boom, stays inside. Really neat. The other thing that's kind of cool is lock pixels, and it only lets you change the pixels on that way. So, like when you're trying to color, say I wanted to color the line art, I could lock the pixels on the line art layers, and I could change the colors from black to any color I want, make it a softer line art look. It's cool. Anyway, so we're on lighting. Call this one shadow. That's what I normally like to start off with. Shadows. I don't know. I always like to do like a purple for my shadows. I think it's cool. It generally looks pretty good when I like actually get it all set up with the layer setting and all that. This mark on the side here. But we're on the there. So yeah, we'll start with that purple. We'll see if that one. Get across all the stuff. Okay, so it's kind of not exactly what we're on more. Sometimes it happens. Darken. Has to be multiple, okay? Now we're getting to probably just have to go with fly like I normally do. Fly layer. I'll have to figure out darker purple for black area, but overall purple should work pretty well. The other thing I need to figure out is how transparent I want. That 67. Start with the end. It's gonna fit this. I did. Get this whole pretty much. Yeah. I'm just kind of going through and putting lines in where I want the happen. I don't know. Might be a little closer to this side. Yeah. Okay. This. So. Should definitely be a straighter line, but it is what it is. Okay. This side is going to be a bit. That. There. It's a lot of thinking when you get to this point about how the shadows are going to kind of work. Never fully know. It's one of those things. I mean, unless you're an absolute expert, I will say that. I never fully know how it's all going to work until I get to shadow. Definitely have shadow in. Just kind of going through and figuring out the shadow situation. A lot of, for me, it's a lot of guessing, trial and error. For other people, I'm sure it's a lot easier. Me, so I'll admit that straight out. Well, say it's gonna get a little light from the side over here. Shadow off of that. It's gonna be shadow. A lot of like I said, trial and error. As far as I'm concerned, there are people out there who are just amazing. It's gonna be a shadow. That lit. Working our way down. Didn't mess with the hair yet. It's ear piercing. So yeah, I'm just putting lines in where I am planning on putting shadows. That. Say that probably gets a little bit of. We'll probably get a little rim light. This is going to be that. I'm just going to follow that like, and this is probably not that. Say, majority of this is shadow. So, no, we're just gonna put it here. Shadow. Shadow on that one. There. Shadow out right there. Put there. Studs are gonna have shadows that are hitting light. There. All very. These would be super complicated to figure out. Sure. Got a lot of it kind of mapped out for the most part. Now figure out this hair business. Just gonna shadow this. We're just going through, figuring it out. Those things. Shade it the way I want it. Here a bit. This underside. Shut. Bit there. Right. That. All right, so that kind of all set up. Got this here. that. 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 Don't. Let's go there. Let's do that. All right. Try and put this all together. See what we end up with. Yes. Shouldn't be too bad. It should look fairly decent, actually. So yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, that line is weird. Sure. That. Start making it down here, a bit at least, to main and super. It's just more hair. At least it's fairly straight. Definitely other ways to shade. This is very cell shaded. I'm doing it right now. Just to look. Go in there. Not too bad. This is gonna be sweet. Here, burger. bad. There's something bad. Second. Go. Already looks fairly good. Whereas this go? This is pretty rough pass. I know it's pretty. So I'm definitely gonna back in. Fill areas a little better. That I don't know. This right here would be. That's not bad. Okay, so let's go. For the most part, it should be pretty straight. Carried away on. Making progress. Ready. What I've got set up. Where I want. And here. All the way over to the arm. Slash the back. Cool. Have this. Placement of that. All right. Let's bump the size of this up a smidge. And the scars and stuff, I'll kind of go in and shade those as well. It's gonna be a bit precise side of things. Figure that out a bit. Some shadow, tiny little bit, like there. Okay. This is where it's really nice to have that. Worry about going inside. Oh. Tough spot right there to fix. Lighting is not easy for me. I try to figure it out as I go. There. Yeah, I like that. I think that works. Okay. Shadow. You can kind of rough up the edge of the line there later. Slight. Flat out shadow. Definitely. A smidge of light on the edge there at least. Yes. And then these areas is where it's a little weird. This leg is coming out. Definitely gonna have shadow up in this area. %. As you get down, it's going to be a little bit more of a decision whether or not to have shadows in certain areas. Because of the way that leg comes out, essentially. Where the decision is coming away from the body. Certain things, like this one, because it's coming out ways, probably have it like this. Like that. Or it gets a little weird. Yeah, it's like I said, this is kind of one of those things that gets a little bit more. At least for me. I can't say that for everyone, but for me, it definitely. This one is shadow. It's down. Originally, I had it set up so that was going to be the thing. Yeah. To do. Coming around. That. And this is kind of where it gets a little weird. Where do you light back here again? Tiny bit. Like I said, my shadow work is kind of insane. Some people really understand light really well. It goes to them. Not me. Not my forte. I'm pretty good at putting down color. Certain things, lighting, not so much. So I'm gonna say, for maybe that edge there, shadow. Just here. I'm trying to think of where these are landing. I think all of these are pretty much back shadow. Bit there, through. Again. Edge again. Flipping out certain ways, so hard to say with 100% certainty. For me, where sunlight hit I can clean this stuff up. Not the end of the world if it's exactly what definitely shadow. This definitely about half of it sitting. Really just trying my best is what it comes out. I try my best with the shading. It's not quite right. Having a heck of a lot you can try better next. Try harder next. Here. Get this whole area here. Once I get this done, we'll try it real quick and then overall picture, see where a little bit, but tufts of fur here. Oh, I appreciate it. It's all time, time and trial and error. It's something I still struggle with all the time. So you're always gonna, hopefully, are always gonna be improving work. It's always your next drawing to get better, is what it comes down to, in my opinion. So I don't ever sweat it too much. Mess things up a little bit. I'm not gonna stop, so hopefully I'll get it next time. As long as you try and keep it fairly simple and don't try anything super crazy, it shouldn't be too. Metal is like a really interesting thing to mess around with when it comes to shadows, light. You really need, if you want something to look shiny, you really need to play pretty heavily with shadow and light. You need to get it lights and shadows right up next to each other, stuff like that. There we go. And there. too crazy. I think it looks pretty solid from everything I've done. So let's out here, take a look. Already looks a lot more three-dimensional, I would say. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, and the next step would be highlights. Actually, hold on. Before we jump to figure out some of the scar stuff. Give the scars a little bit more depth, I guess. Smidge, please. Again, this doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not overly concerned with perfect shadow or something. Especially because scars aren't really going to be perfect. That's still. Yeah. Just there. All the scars are kind of taken. Like I said, you can, for fur and stuff now, gotten this. Just what I can go in and I can kind of thoughts. Could do 10 painting transparency works much better. But I can come in, paint with transparency, give that the edge there a little bit more for texture as opposed to just what it would be skin something. A little bit more of a ragged look to certain parts at least. Hopefully vary at the smidge. That did not go well. Because right now it's a little too smooth. On a majority of shadows. Because, like I said, it's on fur. Want that a little bit more of a fur look. But I also did the same kind of thing with the line art. More of a rough fur texture line instead of a straight line have for something doing. Yeah. Crazy. are definitely parts where you want it smoother. Ears are pretty smooth. Bit of fur texture, yes. Some texture down on the spikes. Just a little bit. Spots. Yeah. Yeah. This now. Okay. Control it there. Not bad. All right. That's all the bits. Let's go back to spot there. There. Little things here and there. Oh, we do have that. Two there. Same. All right, I think we got that. Okay. Yeah, that's not bad at all. And like I said, it gives it a little bit more fur look, shadows, just the rest of it. Now we could start on highlight stuff. I don't know what I want to do. Probably just like a lighter pull. So we'll just layer. So now you can see the shadows a lot stronger. Let's leave that. Yeah, not bad. Just go here and we. Delete. There. Okay. We got this one is light. Real quick, since let's do that right there. But we got. Let's look at overlay. Real quick. So that's definitely not going to work. Let's hit that real quick and figure this out. See if it's red light is better. Here. we also have so 100% hard light. Hard light's pretty intense. Lighting's not too bad. Drop that to I do like that lighter color a little bit better. Good. Normal real quick. Okay. Like that. Bang. Shh. Getting in again. Let's see. And you don't have to do these colors. Do whatever color you want. Entirely up to you. There. Check for the heck of it. Let's go blue. Like a blue. Or even let's go green. It's really green. Hello. Yeah, let's go with something a little bit warmer, at least. Let's go there. Let's look at real. Let's look at maybe overlay instead. Yellow. Not bad. It's a little warmer color. Yeah. I'm gonna take that. So let's do that. I'll go in and I'll adjust some stuff. Now, so really light touch on black. That's something to keep in mind. So, oh, screen. That's what I was thinking. And again, I can go in and mess with the opacity on that. Here. So, as you're going through and on metals and stuff, you want pretty harsh conditions, especially if you want it to be really shiny looking. to a smidge. Right here, I'm just gonna hit color. Light. Try and do that. Okay. That gives it a little bit more of a shine. Have a harsher transition. It's like that. A little bit. And pull it off that shadow. Smear. There we go. So a rim light is never really going to be just a small thin line. It kind of takes over shapes. It's kind of one of those weird things. I mean, it certainly has points where it's just a little thin line or whatever sometimes, but it'll generally kind of take up a little state, matching like shapes of body. Black, I don't know, shapes of body. I'm definitely going to come in and hit that fur. Okay. You don't want to like overuse it. It's kind of one of those weird things. Gold, shinier look there. So I got maybe not. I don't know. Hard to say. Green. Okay. Edge of catching light. Let's see. See if I like that. Overkill. Oh, shadow area. And on areas like the skin there, that scar tissue, I'd probably go in with the brush or the my pencil and kind of smooth that a little bit better. Soften it, I guess, not smooth. Soften up. Probably the same with the leather. It's going to be a similar kind of situation. Probably soften it. Unlike fur and metal and stuff, it's going to be less reflective. Fur is going to be fairly reflective surface. Maybe. Like hard surfaces are going to be a little bit more reflective than soft surfaces, except for fur, which it's soft, but it's not. Made up of lots of hard little cone-shaped things that will certainly reflect light. So it's going to be a little bit harsher of a thing than skin is. Skin is very soft. There's subsurface scattering and stuff like that when it comes to shadow. Getting very technical. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and do the same thing I did earlier, which is fur edge treatment. Again, not an expert, but doing my best. This kind of style. Opposite direction. It is what it is. All right. Come on. No. Better. Okay. Just want more like fur. There we go. Okay, moving up. I'll go in and fix those. Oh, that was bad. Second. Right. The way I did these already kind of gives me at least the start of fur. Which is come in and this thing. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm gonna go in different. I'm gonna go in with a pencil instead of a pen to kind of transition those a bit better. Things. Okay, that's all hard surface, straightforward. Here. Oh, that's good. Look again. Opposite direction. On these. 7. It's alright. It's a little bit more. Right. Did all right. Progress. So now let's do so let's soften a bit. Soften it. Just ditch this, right? Size it's down. Better. Just making our way through, kind of trying to soften up pressure edge on there for those skin areas, leather. Let's hit the it's not quite as it's going to be different how it hits that opposed to fur and metal. Just kind of adjust that a bit. Give it a little softer edge. Okay, let's go. We're just working our way inward a little bit. We still want that highlight situation. We just want less intense version of it. Just kind of work it a little bit here. Soften the edge. Haven't given this scar here. It's pretty solid. Goes. Now go through get the pen back. Going to fill in slash erase back a bit. Sing. There's quite a bit. Okay. A little bit. Two. Yeah. Not bad. Doesn't have to be perfect. Again, it's not really important that everything immaculate all the time. Not bad. Solid work. Just that now. Have like a background. Do something simple maybe. Let's see. Back on the pen, so that's good. I think dark. Let's see. Shapes. Rectangle. Polygon. Polygon sign. let's do, for the heck of it, all here. Kind of hard looking. that specific color, let's do. That kind of lets everything pop a bit. Have that color here. Something different. Maybe. Wonder. No. Yeah. I'll throw that color behind character. Let's do this. Bring that up. Forward and drop it. Trying not to make weird tangent situations here. Pink. Drop it. All right. All right. So now, heck of it. Let's kind of outline it. Why not? I can clean it up. Cover. Nope, okay. I was right. It's just messing with me. Oop. I hate when that happens. So now, let's see, we got this pretty much all outlined. I'm gonna go in, I'm going to kind of just press things, smidge. But it looks pretty. There, maybe. Now. Let's get in. Really not. Oops. Uh, Okay, so let's. I like it. You know, it's... Okay, so let's grab. It's cool, actually. It's good. That is way too bright, but that is a... Guess that is. Dig it. All right. Let's do. Close. Let's do. Closer. All right. Not too bad. Right. Save this. Okay, cool. Just the palette there. So yeah, there we go. That is the completed piece. In here, let's see. Oops. Thank you. Appreciate that. It was a little weird trying to figure out thickness on stew. Doing like an outline like this. Alright, so yeah, there we go. Save it one more time. Yeah. I'm pretty happy with that. And I think the green helps it kind of stand out, which is nice. Almost looks like it could be a sticker. Definitely want a slightly thicker outline. So sticker that one. Really happy with it. Came out really nice. What could have been cool though, is for the background I could have done his helmet, not wearing it. Thoughts for some other point in time maybe. Yeah. I think it came out really nice. Works very well. I copied the shadow layer, erase the parts that aren't on the dark black, help the shadows a little bit on those areas because right now they're so then I just go in, trace out all these. That'll have to be a little bit delicate erasing. Really get into that transition area. I like how dark it is on this spot. Certain areas, a little extra. Those darker areas, darker black. Transition. Brush the pencil. On some colors, it's really, really dark. Definitely need it for the sliver there. Yeah. So we're almost done. I was wrong. We weren't quite finished. So I do want the shadows to show up areas of the. Now they're not doing that. Or they weren't. Now they are. So to go in. So I really should have just marquee tool, polygonal lasso, call it, instead of this way, and this. I'm gonna just have to hit certain areas. I'll leave it on the pads actually. So just figure out. Right. So now let's hit the transparency. Bump up size, inch. That, transition there. Spot there, and a slight transition. Like that there. Okay. Spot. Soften. And here. There. Little spots here and there. Putting on the two. Let's go back to that real quick. We want. On this bottom, like that. Build some of that, like just, okay, go in here. All right, so let's get in here. Some. Okay, and again. just some stuff. Fixed it a little bit. The heck of it. Here. Soften this. Soften. That much. I soften the other highlight situation. So skin, sort of fur, just a little bit, not a lot. Love how I said I was done. Oh, you know what? Not done. Not done yet. It happens. Here, definitely. Oh. Second. Okay. And soft edge like I did with the highlight. Same thing here. Cut. Same idea. Be smart. Soften it. Could have been done. Okay, that's right. Harsh, but soften. There could definitely be harsh shadows on leather and stuff. It's just certain. This long shadow probably would be a little bit softer, realistically. But when we hit this area here, kind of pardon, these little spots would be pretty hard shadows still. Or is like right. Super precise. It's not really like it's close to something really important. Just gonna soften it up. But Not overly concerned with it. Pristine. Because of the proximity to essentially almost nothing important. There's not a lot of time that's going to be spent way down here on the. You notice things like the closer they are to like the face and important parts of the work, whatnot, but down by the legs, far less important, far less likely it'll be noticed. Just a lot of detail is put into faces and stuff, and less so farther you get away from faces. Ever look at great artists from like the Renaissance and stuff, same thing. The farther you get away from the like subject of the piece, i.e. face and what, less detail put in and get away with it. I mean, it's not the case every time. Certainly a good chunk that you can get away with all that way. So that's, yeah, that's all. Softened it a little bit. Leather and scars. Now we're done. I'm gonna call that good. So it's 1 o'clock. I'm gonna call it for today. Thank you so very much, everyone who popped in and checked out what I was doing. Really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Sincerely, thank you very much. Quick, I do have a Discord. In case anyone wants to join, you can post your art. You can see my art again. All the work in progress stuff and whatnot that I post there. Great. Let's see. Oh. Stops working. Anyway, thank you to everyone who popped in. You guys have been awesome. I really appreciate it. Like, follow, subscribe if you can. If you're on YouTube, subscribe and all that fun stuff. I'm on Discord, Twitch, DLive. Discord. I don't stream to Discord. I have a Discord. You can join the Discord. So DLive, Twitch, Picardo, and YouTube. Go live there every time. So catch me on those. Got my Instagram, my Twitter down there. Zann20. Zann20 on all platforms. Yeah. Really appreciate you guys popping in, seeing what's up. You guys have been awesome. I really had a good time. Hopefully you enjoyed watching me. I thought it was fun. I got done, which is not always the case. Finished. As far as I'm concerned right now. I can always change my mind later, but for now, I'm finished. So thanks again for stopping in, and I'll see you guys next time.